Home and away spoilers. Cash oversteps the mark with Rose. Next week on Home and Away in the UK, Cash's return to Yabbie Creek Police sees him butt heads with Rose over Perri's case. Cash has his first shift back at Yabbie Creek Police Station, after spending the past few months working at Mangrove River. It transpires that Mangrove River Police has been disbanded due to the continued presence of the River Boys, with the continued attacks making it unsustainable to keep the place open. All the staff have been deployed elsewhere, with Cash's former colleague Constable Joe Devlin taking a position in Reefton Lakes. With Cash the last one in, they weren't sure what to do with him, so have stuck him back in Yabbie Creek while they make further plans. While Rose is glad to have him back, she's forced to point out that he's sat at her desk. Cash apologizes "my bad habit," before happily moving to a different seat, but the awkwardness for the pair is only just beginning. When Perri comes in for his bail check-in, Rose asks him to wait a minute, prompting Cash to offer to do it on her behalf, something which makes Rose nervous, considering the obvious conflict of interest. The tension between the colleagues continues when Cash later asks Rose to fill him in on the Perri Hayes investigation. But Rose points out that the investigation's closed, and reminds Cash that it's not his jurisdiction. Cash is shocked by her refusal, pointing out that of course it's my jurisdiction. It happened in my backyard. But Rose doesn't back down. He later pushes again as he looks more into the case, and asks Rose why Carl wasn't placed under surveillance considering he was a known offender and sent a threatening note to his son. Rose points out they had no proof it was Carl who sent the note. But Cash asks her what her gut was telling her. "We did everything we could legally to protect Perri from his father," Rose clarifies. "Clearly it wasn't enough," Cash retorts. Rose reminds Cash that Perri ran immediately after Carl's death, hinting that he could well be guilty. Cash points out that he only did so because he's a scared kid. And it doesn't justify a murder charge. Why wasn't it downgraded to manslaughter, he asks. He wants to know why Rose hasn't called the DPP to suggest they downgrade the charge. At that point, Rose finally points out he's got a conflict of interest. He has a relationship with the suspect. And by continuing to press her, he's blurring boundaries. With Cash having plenty of prior experience of overstepping the mark, will his return to Yabbie Creek help or hinder Perri's case?